Alright, week 6, winter 2022 anime, it's continuing. These shows are great, they're cute, they're fun, well animated, very nice stories, keeping me occupied. I guess my favorite moment this week is a girl that like lied about playing the guitar, and then now she got guilted, so she actually has to learn how to play the guitar. But yeah, besides that, Attack on Titan, the story's like really nice so far. Dress Up Darling, we're making some new cosplays. Takagi's just using her dirty tactics to make fun of her mans. Ousama Ranking is heating up. And Kawaii just keeps suffering in the police anime. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so for my Dress Up Darling, episode 7 this week. Another cute episode. The love story's like really good, although it's getting like a bit repetitive. Like, Marin's personality, I really don't like it that much. It's like she's a weeb, she's also like kind of hip and cool, but she's also like embarrassed, and then she also like has no shame. It's like really weird. I guess she's just like a bit absent-minded, so that's like probably the main thing. But then anyway, we see Gojo, he's trying to like work on the cosplay for the new girl Juju. So they kind of like try to like make it a big thing. She's gonna rent out like a whole studio. They're gonna take pictures of her and then it's gonna be great. And then Marins might like help out as well. So yeah, they might have like a double cosplay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess that's our next step. Maybe the finale, like work on this Juju cosplay for this like magical girl show. So yeah, we see Gojo doing his work, he's drawing sketches, he's actually like watching the anime, trying to like understand more about the character. We also see like Gojo, he's becoming more gentle. Like we see as he's working with dolls and like drawing the lines on their faces, he's actually like a lot more careful just because he like worked with a real person in Marin. He like did her makeup. So he kind of like uses his cosplay knowledge to help him with his doll knowledge. So it's like really like improving him as a person, so that's cool. So then yeah, after that he kind of goes to Kitagawa's house to pick up like the Blu-ray discs for this magical girl show. I mean, he could have just like streamed it online, but I guess not. He goes to her house. It's kind of like he gets kind of embarrassed, but then Kitagawa's like, yo, that's all good. And then she kind of realizes that, oh, it's actually like a real date, so she kind of likes it. They like kind of spend the day Netflix and chilling. Marin kind of cooks him some oma rice. So overall, pretty solid, cool episode. We kind of get like a scene where we see like the whole magical girl section of like all the magical girls fighting. So I like the decent level of variety in the anime. And then we're starting to meet new characters, so that's cool. So we also see Juju's little sister, who's actually like a lot bigger than her. And I guess I'm just waiting for the next big thing to happen. So yeah, let's see if Gojo can finish the cosplays. Okay, so for Attack on Titan this week, Season 4, Part 2, Episode 7. A lot of stuff happened. We see Annie, she's back kicking and fighting. We see Flock, he's just like continuing the revolution, murdering people, just like being the kind of like established villain now that Aaron's like kind of far away doing his own thing. We can't stop Aaron, so we're kind of mainly focused on the island. We see kind of Mikasa and Armin kind of like figuring things out. We also see like a lot of people are like dying or like they got like collapsed and crushed by like the wall, so there are casualties. So yeah, we gotta deal with all of those. So yeah, we see like some people they're like taking Aaron's side. We're like, okay, this is for freedom. This is we're one step closer for like protecting our people. But then other people are like, bro, my son just died. I don't care. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Besides that, we see like Annie is free from her crystal. She's all wet and kind of weak. So yeah, that's kind of expected after 4 years. She kind of sneaks up on Hitch, her kind of old friend they had in their like little military group, but then Hitch gets the upper hand on her since Annie's really weak, and then they kind of have a deal where they escort Annie outside. We get a bit of Annie's backstory here, which like no one really asked, but she gives it to us anyway. We see like Annie's dad. Well, Annie was like abandoned as like a child because she was like half Marleyan. So then her dad kind of adopted her, and then he wanted to train her, make her really strong, which we know because yeah, he wants to get revenge and stuff. So he kind of like trains her, makes her strong, and then she kind of beats him up as like revenge for all of this. So he kind of like realizes the error of his ways. But then she's like, okay, this dude is like the only dad I've known, so yeah, she likes her dad, but yeah, it's like I don't really care about her backstory because, she's like such an evil person. Like she takes the side of like, oh, this is war, I'm just doing things because like I don't care who I kill or anything, I'm just doing things to achieve the end goal. So it's cool that we see Annie again. She looks really nice. I love her design. I love like Mappa drawing her, but also she's like super evil and she's like committed some like huge atrocities, so we still got to keep that in mind. But yeah, the waifu reemerges again. Armin, he's kind of falling apart. He doesn't really know what to do. He's trying to like inhale that copium, like understand what Aaron's trying to do, and also kind of like control stuff on the island. Mikasa's just there, and then yeah, main thing is we see Flock. He's kind of talking to all the people from the outside, the volunteers. He's like, all right, now you're gonna take our side, or we're gonna shoot you and kill you. So yeah, Flock's being evil, so he has his own like squad of Jaegerists. They're still out here trying to like I guess like do the next step of the revolution, just like control the island. So yeah, he's painted to be like the current kind of antagonist as of now in this like kind of island arc, because we have nothing to do for Eren. So then yeah, a lot of cool like kind of story points are being set up inside the actual island, and then they're kind of like setting up for the inevitable, like the rumbling to kill everyone eventually. So yeah, pretty solid episode, and at the end we actually see Levi reappearing with Hanj. So they're both hanging out. They apparently did survive after like Levi got blown to pieces, and they kind of like swam inside of a river to kind of avoid everyone. So yeah, Levi's just like really paralyzed. He has to like be carried by a horse, and then they kind of meet up with Peak and Magath. They're kind of like on the outskirts of the city, just like observing things as of now. And then Hanj is like, I guess they're trying to start an alliance with them. So yeah, I love Hanj, seeing her again. Her comedy's like really cool. I guess her and Levi, they're also gonna plan to do some new things because Levi is still alive. It's gonna take more than an explosion to kill him. So yeah, I'm kind of excited where things are gonna go. These episodes seem very slow paced, very cool, very kind of methodically explaining everything. And then yeah, I guess we'll wait for the next big thing to happen. I guess Connie's trying to feed Falco to his mom, so I guess we gotta deal with that, because don't do that, Connie. Killing children is not good. Excited to get more Attack on Titan next time. Akebi-chan, Sailor Uniform, Episode 7. We start off with the new girl. We meet a new girl, Hebi Mori. So yeah, we keep getting introduced to more girls in the series. Really like it, very cool. Akebi's just like, making friends with all of them. So yeah, this girl, she likes music, but she's never actually played an instrument. So she loves like the electric guitar. She has a guitar in her dorm room, but she just doesn't know how to play music. She never took that first step to learn. So then yeah, she's just hanging out in the courtyard one day. She's reading her like music magazine that has a list of like sheet music as well as like, famous singers. She got her headphones in, and Akebi just like comes and talks to her. It's like, oh yo, what up? I got the same magazine. My favorite idol's in her. And then she kind of asks, oh, do you know how to play music, Hebi Mori? And then Hebi Mori, she's kind of like, like guilted to like saying yes. So she had to lie to Akebi because Akebi kind of like wants to hear her play the guitar. So Hebi Mori's like, yeah, of course I know how to play. And then yeah, it spirals all out of control because she does not know how to play. Akebi's like putting the pressure on, trying to like inspire her to play, but then Hebi Mori has no idea how to play guitar. She also has to balance like schoolwork and stuff. So yeah, how is she gonna get out of this? So one of her roommates, she's actually like in the basketball club, and then she's not like super talented, but she like puts the work in, she puts the practice. So Heavy Mori kind of like it follows her lead. She realizes that even through like everything, if you break the guitar strings, if you don't know what the A chord is, the C chord, you could learn, put that work in, and eventually you'll get like a little bit better. So then yeah, she like can play some songs, learn some tutorials. She's not perfect, but damn, Akebi just like talked to her one day, and then now she's like in a path to like just being a guitar expert. So yeah, she actually gets enough confidence to actually play the guitar in front of Akebi, but then they got kind of interrupted in their classroom, so they hide underneath the piano in the corner, and then they see Kisaki coming in, that blonde girl that we saw last week. So yeah, she's like really talented. She can play the violin, and she can also play the piano, so we hear like a nice piano beat by her. She thinks she's alone in the classroom, so she just plays it. And then Happy Mori just like feels kind of like inferior, like, oh shit, I can't play the guitar after that beautiful ass piano performance. So then Kisaki leaves, and then Happy Mori just like tries to run away, and Akebi grabs her hand. So very inspirational by Akebi. I love how like she's just inspiring all these girls. She really got that energy, and she's like, I really want to hear you play. She grabs her hand and like just wants to hear her. So then yeah, Heavy Mari plays the song, she sings, and then like plays the guitar really well. And then yeah, a problem solved. Like this girl, she never like took the first step to learn music, and now she does. So yeah, we meet a new girl, Hebi Mori. Akebi kind of inspires her, and yeah, another solid, wholesome episode. I really loved it. I love how Akebi doesn't really need to do too much, but like she just has that main character energy around her, and it's just like really cool seeing her inspire everyone. Still gotta like find out what their end games are, because like each girl is like in a different club as of now. So yeah, we know Akebi's part of the drama club, so maybe she'll like end the season off with like some good ass play. And then we also see like Akebi hanging out at home with her sister. So yeah, we just see like Akebi getting stronger every week. So yeah, I can't wait for more next week. Alright, and now for Ousama Ranking, episode 18. So I've been kind of like not reviewing this anime lately, but yeah, I've been like keeping up with it. It's pretty good. You know, the story goes like really deep. There's like a lot of characters and like kind of like cool lore and history going around, as well as like kind of like side plots and stuff. So I mean, like there's a lot of stuff going on. The main plot is basically the kingdom is kind of under attack, but they kind of like subdued most of the attackers, so it's mostly just like the dude with the armor. His name is Oken, and he's like basically immortal. So yeah, he's really badass and just like, you know, attacking whoever. And then we kind of realized the lore about him. So the king of the underworld, or actually kind of like the gods. So like there were like gods in this world. He was actually like kind of an evil guy, but then he had three sons, and the three sons were Desha, Despa, and Oken, and they all kind of like inherited their own power. The main guy, Desha, he has like all the strength and then lightning powers. Despa, the brother, he's actually like kind of human, but he's like really smart and analytical. And then Oken, he inherited super strength, but he doesn't have any like supernatural powers. So yeah, that's how it goes. And then they kind of like killed their dad in the future because he was just being evil. And then Desha became like the new king. The thing is, Oken, he realizes that he got immortality, so he tried to stab himself and just instantly heals. And he kind of like gets like mentally scarred because he's like, okay, I'm not a normal person anymore. So he kind of turns evil after that, so that's like his story. That's why Oken is super evil and fucked up, and then he's just constantly regenerating. So then yeah, he kind of squares off with Boji, because like Boji's trying to like protect other people. So yeah, we just see Boji facing off against him. It was like pretty cool, because Boji can like easily parry and deflect him, but Boji can't knock him out or kill him or incapacitate him at all, because he just regenerates everything. Even when he breaks his sword, the sword regenerates, because I don't know, apparently it's made like out of him. So Boji's getting tired, he's kind of in trouble. We also see like we also get some good lore about Miranjo actually, so we kind of see this under Bose's perspective. So this was actually like really cool. So back in the day, King Bose, he was like trying to fight against the gods. There were like a lot of like people. There were like these kind of like old kingdoms. So there was like the Homa kingdom, which like Miranjo and her mom were a part of. They were like really good magical people. And then there was like the Gyakushuu kingdom that were just like kind of like refugees getting like bullied by the gods and stuff. So they kind of like both started fighting the gods, and they kind of like had an alliance. And then Miranjo's mom was like really nice. She kind of like helped people, cured people, taught them magic and everything. So they kind of like looked at her for help. Thing is, when the two villages kind of like allied with each other, they kind of took advantage of her kindness, because that's like how they lived. They just like lived by scamming people and stuff. So, you know, no matter like if the conditions changed, they're still like kind of manipulative. So yeah, sadly, Miranjo's mom, kind of the nicest person ever, it's taken advantage of. They take her money. One day they just like betray them, and then they work with the gods and they just like kill her. And then yeah, that's what happened. So very sad. When I saw this story, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling the feels. It's like pretty sad. So yeah, I'm like kind of glad we got that, because then it feels like Miranjo's not really the villain. She's just like misunderstood. So we don't really know what her end goal is. But I guess she just hates the kingdom. But then after that, Boji's just like getting tired fighting against Oken. So like at the end of the episode, this big ass thing happens. So we know Kage was one of the shadows, and then this big shadow comes in and swallows Oken. So it's like a member of Kage's clan. So I think it was summoned by Domas. So yeah, this shadow swallows Oken, and we kind of end the episode there. So, you know, kind of cool action. The story's like really good, and you know, I'm kind of excited what like everyone's goals really are. It's probably not that deep, but you know, they're kind of like stringing us along. So yeah, another solid episode. Hopefully we'll find out more next time. Okay, so for Takagi-san season 3 episode 7 this week, Takagi's just like really dirty, just like all her like kind of tricks. Nishikata, he just cannot get out of them, but yeah, Takagi likes to hang out with him. So first she's like walking this dog, and then she kind of texts Nishikata, yo, you want to come see this dog, because Nishikata likes animals. And then he kind of gets like obsessed over the dog. He kind of runs away with the dog to try to like kind of pet it in secret. And then Takagi's like, oh, I'm just happy hanging out with you. And then she actually takes like an embarrassing picture of him like playing with the dog. So yeah, that was kind of funny. After that, Takagi and Nishikata kind of hang out after school. And it's kind of like awkward, because there's like a lot of couples that are like together after school. So yeah, apparently everyone in the school is like in a relationship. But yeah, like Nishikata kind of gets embarrassed, so he kind of runs away and tries to avoid Takagi. But then they like kind of meet up anyway. And people already know that they're like really close, so it's like there's no secret. It's just up to Nishikata to fill in the blanks and realize that Takagi likes him. After that, Takagi and Nishikata hang out at the library, and Takagi's knitting a scarf. And then Nishikata kind of gets jealous because Takagi's like, oh, the scarf is a present for a 15-year-old boy. And Nishikata's like, oh, that's not me. Who's she knitting it for? I'm so jealous. And then Takagi was like, so dirty. She's like, I'm knitting the scarf for a 15-year-old dog. I got you, bro. So yeah, Nishikata blushes, but overall, yeah, Takagi got him again this week. So yeah, very dirty place by her, and she's just having fun. So yeah, I guess the season goes on. It's more of the same, but I mean, maybe something will happen in the future. Alright, so for Police in a Pod episode 7, a pretty solid episode here. It's like the same 4 main cast members we have, so Kawai, Fuji, and the 2 detectives, Seiji, and the red-haired guy. I gotta learn his name because I hate calling him the red-haired guy. Yamada. So yeah, we got Minamoto and Yamada as the 2 dudes. Overall, they're kind of like staking out this drug dealer. So then they kind of find him at this hotel, and then they like kind of sting and arrest him when he leaves. Thing is, he's not talking. He ain't no snitch. So they're trying to like get his wife to kind of like snitch out for him. And his wife's kind of like misunderstood person. She like does drugs, but she has like a cool loving family. So then Minamoto is kind of using his manly charm and his like kind of convincing and talking skills to kind of get her to spill the beans. But he's basically not talking about the case. He's basically trying to like, help her figure out her life and like see what like where stuff went wrong. So yeah, Kawai's kind of scared because she's like, yo, we're running out of time. Like literally you haven't gone anywhere. She hasn't like told us anything about the drugs. So yeah, what are we doing? Kawai doesn't know his 200 IQ detective strategy. Be her friend and then she'll spill the beans. So she kind of talks about all the drugs. She's like, others kind of running the operation, so like leave my husband alone. I have a son. All of that stuff, and then their family kind of forgives her. But then I guess it's a pretty sad episode because they got arrested for drugs, so they're probably going to be locked up for years. I'm really liking the trend of like Kawai just like not learning anything on the job and just like suffering all the time, being a rookie, getting hazed. So I guess like we'll continue her adventures, and then if she doesn't learn anything by the end of the season, I'll still be pretty entertained. Alright, so for Princess Connect Redive Season 2 Episode 6, pretty solid episode, honestly. Just like a lot of new characters, a lot of just like, random adventures, fighting like this monster, meeting some new cute knight waifus. So yeah, pretty solid. So they kind of like beat this giant suit of armor. So they go and fight it off. Pekarine's doing some princess strikes. We see like this cool knight with like purple hair and like a blindfold, like looking like Ryder from Fate Stay Night. So they come in and fight. So the action, the animation, the comedy, the story, it's like pretty good. Alright, so for Rust Eater Bisco episode 6 this week, another adventure. We're kind of like, I don't know, going around the world. Right now we're kind of in like this snowy area. They actually come across the pink-haired jellyfish girl again. So she ran away, but they kind of bump into her again. So I guess she's like part of the party. So they hang out, get warm, they kind of get jackets and stuff. They kind of trade with the other people. So they're pretty solid interactions, cool adventure. But they kind of do separate paths in the end, so they just like fight some random monsters. After that though, they kind of reach their destination. They have to find the Rust Eater, which is kind of like on the head of like this big snake, I think. So it's like this giant monstrous snake that's like a part of this ravine that's like flying. So it's like this huge dragon snake, like a Dark Souls boss, that they're kind of like targeting on both sides of this ravine. The thing is though, like Panda's sister comes in, Pau. So while Panda and Bisco are separated on both sides of this big ravine, while this massive dragon is like in the middle of them, Bisco has to fight off Pau, and we end the episode there. So she's like zooming in her motorcycle, just angry, wielding the metal pipe. So I mean, I guess I'm happy that we're all reunited. So maybe like after this fight, after some misunderstandings, we'll reunite and talk. But yeah, pretty solid episode, good adventure so far, and I definitely am enjoying the story so far. And yeah, that seems to be it for this week. So yeah, pretty solid episodes again. Demon Slayer is over, so I guess Attack on Titan is taking the spot. I gotta start continuing watching Vanitas again. I stopped after like episode 4. And I also need to keep up with the isekais. And I'm also really enjoying Ousama Ranking continuing. It's really good. So yeah, that's it for this week. And please let me know what your favorite episode this week was.